They know what's inside. Chabad.
Me personally, I'm really struggling with Yirat Shamayim.
So is everybody.
Well, how to obtain it?
Yirat Shamayim is one of the things that no human being is born with. The Or Israel, Rabbi Israel Misalant, writes in his letters, and so does his Talmid, Rabbi Yitzchak Blazer, writes in the Sefer Or Israel that Yirat Shamayim is the opposite of what you're born with. Why? Every human being has fears. Some people have more fears, some people have less fears. Some people are afraid of money problems, so they become addicted to money. They start taking money that's not even theirs. They start stealing other people's money because they're afraid they're not going to have money, even if they have enough money. Or they're not generous because they're afraid they won't have enough to eat. They have money addiction because of their fear of money or lack of. Some people are afraid to be alone, so they're constantly attaching themselves to anyone that pays attention to them. This also leads to promiscuity. This also leads to a lot of other social issues. But because people are afraid to be alone, they're constantly attaching themselves to anyone that pays attention to them. Because of the fear. Some people are afraid of bugs. They're afraid of bugs, little bugs, even though the bugs is little, and they're very big. To them, it looks like the bug is big, and they're very little. And some people have such fears that they become phobias, where a woman can see a certain bug, or let's say be a spider, and she can have a phobia where she starts losing her mind, or he starts losing their mind, where it's not a normal fear. It becomes abnormal, where if they're in a room and there's something that they're afraid of, they could literally jump out of the window. Because jumping out of the window to their death is less scary to them than this bug. That's a phobia. Phobia is not a regular fear. But point being is, some people are afraid of more things, some people are afraid of less things. Some people are afraid of different types of animals, dogs, rats, cats, whatever it may be. Some people are afraid of people. They're anti-people. They're afraid of people. It's not that they don't like people. They're afraid of being hurt by people. So they're very shy into themselves. Somebody talks to them, they get, even if it's a compliment, they're not even sure what to do with it. They're afraid. Which means, Rabotai, the average human is afraid of something. Some people are afraid of a lot of things. Some people are afraid of less things. But everybody's afraid of something. But every human being, standard status, is not afraid of God. In reality, not afraid of God. Even if he says, I'm afraid of God, he's not afraid of God. Why? Because to be afraid of God is not something that you acquire naturally. It's not something that you are born with. Because if you were born with it, or you were able to acquire it naturally, just simply, then it would remove your free choice. Because what does fear of Hashem mean? Fear of Hashem means you understand 100% with a reality. Just like I'm in front of you, that you know that that's real, that I'm in front of you, that you're hearing my voice, just like that's real to you. The reality of punishment and the reality that Hashem is watching you is also real, 100%. There's no any type of separation. That's Yirat Shamayim. So to have that doesn't come naturally. Why? Because if you had it naturally, you simply would have no free choice. You'd never sin. You'd never sin. So how do we know that we have no Yirat Shamayim naturally? Because we all sin. We sin. We do all types of things that are against Hashem. So Rabbi Israel Misalant says, Yirat Shamayim, all of the other fears that you have, bugs, cats, dogs, rats, money, women, boys, whatever it is, all of those things come to you naturally. Yirat Shamayim doesn't come to you naturally. Yirat Shamayim, fear of Hashem, is the only fear you have to acquire. How do you acquire it? By an enormous amount of learning Torah, meditating over it, actually applying it, and little by little feeling the Torah, feeling the fear. Yirat Shamayim, fear of Hashem, is not just something, I believe that there's Gehenom, therefore I'm afraid. No, Babkis. That's a part of Yirat Shamayim. You can have an understanding that there is punishment, but still not be afraid, or not afraid enough. How do you get to a point of being afraid enough? This is toil, of learning, and doing what Hashem says over a period of time. It's not something you acquire off of one shiur. It's not something that you acquire over one book. It's not something you acquire after 1 year. It's something you have to work on day in, day out, over an extended period of time. And guess what? Even after you acquire it, let's say it took you 2, 3, 5, 10 years, you could lose it in 5 minutes. Why? A moment of weakness that you give into. A moment of weakness that you give into. Yetzer Hara comes to you as the most beautiful woman in the world. And you say, just one time. Just one time. Yetzer Hara comes to you in the form of $1 billion that's not yours. No one's going to know. Except Hashem though. Just one time. If Hashem didn't want it, He wouldn't send it to me. You give yourself all the excuses. One time. You have to Shemayim, garbage. Delete it. Start all over again. Yirat Shamayim, Rabotai, that's the purpose of man. That's the purpose of man. You acquire Yirat Shamayim, guaranteed Gan Eden. Guaranteed a blessed life. Guaranteed all the good in the world. But that means you have to work on it day in, day out. Day in, day out. When you work on it day in, day out, you get extra bonuses. You know what you get? You fall in love with Hashem. When you work on Yirat Shamayim day in, day out, eventually that Yirat Shamayim, same learning, same fear, that Yirat Shamayim eventually escalates to a point where you fall in love with Hashem. Now you reach the ultimate level. You fall in love with Hashem. Now you are the best of the best. The world exists for you. Yirat Shamayim is what gets you to Ahavat Hashem. You cannot acquire Ahavat Hashem without Yirat Shamayim. Not possible. So it's something that takes time, something that takes a lot of toil, it's something that takes a lot of tests, and truth be told, it's something that requires you to pass more and more tests, but also you're gonna to overcome failure. Everyone fails, but the successful people are the ones that overcome the failure. Successful people also fail, but they overcome it. That's the difference between success and failure. There's failure in both parts. Success has failure and failure has failure. It's just that failure chooses to remain failure, whereas success is failure that ended and was overcome and eventually succeeded. So Yirat Shamayim is failure, 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 success. Success, 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 failure. Okay, try again. Success, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, and eventually have more success than failure, and eventually eliminate different parts of your Yetzer Hara. Pass the test.